Welcome to Make a Path Presents. My name's Ronnie Hayes, and today, let's talk The Walking Dead. Are the survivors now the bad guys? Alright, this is a discussion that I did not see coming. When I was watching the most recent episode of The Walking Dead, I was rooting for our team the entire time. I was like, go in there, get them, show them how it's done, wipe them out. After the episode, however, I was shocked by how many people are against what Rick and their team did. I've had a couple people commenting saying that they are now the wolves. They're no different than the wolves. And there's one or two of you I answered directly, and I strongly disagree with that statement. I think there's a major difference between what the wolves did, which is raid a peaceful community and butcher the women. We didn't see any children, but if there was kids there, I'm sure they would have got it too. Just horrible acts of violence for no reason whatsoever. They weren't attacked. It wasn't retaliation. It wasn't, it was just a disgusting slaughter what the wolves did. There's just no excuse for it whatsoever. So I think that is wildly different than what Rick and the gang have done. And I think maybe some people have forgotten what evidence is there, because I've also seen a lot of comments where people are like, whoa, they just believe the hilltop? And it's like, did you forget they almost killed Abraham for no reason? And he pulled out 2 guns, so there's actually a chance he was shooting Abraham and Sasha. After all, they only need one person alive to show them where to go, and that person would have been Daryl in the back of the tanker, right? I think people are forgetting that. They were for real going to kill Abraham and possibly Sasha. But let's back it up even further. We've seen Daryl, and right now I'm going to plead the case that Rick and gang were more than justified attacking Negan's outpost, Negan's, one of his headquarters, one of many, or maybe it's I've seen a lot of people saying, Negan is dead because Michonne said, oh, I wonder which one's Negan. Negan is very much alive, and no, that redhead chick is not Lucille. Lucille's actually a baseball bat. That's it. No joke. No bullshit. Anyhow, let's get into the evidence that Rick and them were more than justified. It goes way back to episode 6 when Daryl met up with the Dwight character. We got only a taste of it. When you look at it, it's actually really interesting. We got what is a young female with, or a younger female with another young female, and then a guy. And they seem like okay people. They didn't kill Daryl right off the bat. And afterwards, they were nice enough to where Daryl was like, listen, I'm going to bring these people back. There's still hope for these people. The guy admitted to never killing because he feels like that would change him in a way where there's no coming back from that. That's an honorable characteristic this far into the apocalypse. And I'm shocked we're saying that about Dwight because of who he is in the comic when we're first introduced to him. So it appears that they're good people. They're just in a shitty situation. So that's very understandable. And again, they could have just killed Daryl, but they decided not to. That's not what they're about, but they thought he was with the bad group. You know what I mean? Anyway, we saw the people hunting them down, and they went through all this trouble to hunt down a guy and 2 chicks through the woods, hunt them down. They said they were going to take them back. And so we saw a hint of nastiness there. And then you got to listen to what the guy says. He says, oh, we only wanted to take this too far, or so far, and he only wants ass that's willing. And so there's a hint there. But then it gets stronger. After that, from episode 8 and 9, Abraham, Daryl, and Sasha run into them. And we know a few things. One, they fucking rob them. They rob them of everything they've got. Not only do they rob them, they tell them they're going to take them back to where they live and possibly rob them of everything there. They could kill everybody there. But as far as they know right now, if these people just rob them on the road, what's to say they're not going to take all their main supplies once they go back to the new place? What's to say they're not going to kill them at that point? Not only were they robbing them, they threatened to kill Abraham. Before they threatened to kill Abraham, they even admitted what they do, and they have done this in the past. They'll kill someone right off the bat. It could be a Glenn, someone who's never killed anyone, well, someone who, previous from this episode that just ran, he has never killed anyone ever. He's a sweetheart. He is a good person. This gang would roll up and kill him just to prove a point. That's the type of people that Rick and them are dealing with. And we know that because they throw out the name Negan. They throw out the name Saviors. You know what I mean? They hear this, so it's not a coincidence. Rick and them aren't just suddenly believing or taking Jesus' word, someone they don't really know that well. He's seeing it for himself, because Abraham and them were almost killed by people who said, your shit now belongs to Negan. That's a big deal. When he hears that, and then, wait, did we cover everything on the road? They almost killed Sasha and Abraham. Let's not forget that. They almost killed Sasha and Abraham. They robbed them. They were going to take them back and rob them. They admit to killing right off the bat. Then, not only do they hear Negan's name there, but when they get to the hilltop, an unprovoked attempted murder happens where they try to kill Gregory in the name of Negan. Negan sends him, says, I got a message for you, and that is the message. They're going to kill Gregory. So Rick is seeing this. Okay, Negan here almost killed, Abraham, and then at the hilltop, they see it. This is a message from Negan. He's going to kill. So this is so much evidence mounting up. I don't know what other decision there was for Rick to make. This is a small area. They were bound to find Alexandria. Rick is right. They're bound to find Alexandria sooner or later. You know what I mean? Not only that, but then Jesus finally tells them, and this they got to take Jesus' word, but at this point, why would he lie? They tell them that when they came, they beat up a 16-year-old kid and killed him. Add that on to the pile of reasons why Rick and them should have. Now, Rick is probably thinking, and this is what makes it such a great story, Rick is thinking, or at least why I love it so much, we're desperate for food. And we've come across bad guys in our travels, and we kill them, because it's either them or us. Now, we have an opportunity, a rare opportunity, to, not walk into Terminus again, not stroll into Woodbury again, or not run into the governor or the hunters, not run into the wolves, or not wait around baking cakes and shit and playing house and have the wolves attack us. Now we finally get the opportunity to attack a bad guy who almost definitely is going to attack us. They already have. Rick and them have already killed some of his people. Now here's another thing. If I was Negan and I sent a group out and they got, lost or didn't come back, and I sent another group out to look, because the groups are in similar areas. They're in the same area looking for Dwight. That's how everyone met up with each other. They're going to come across the bodies blown up, and I'm going to know somebody did that. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to start searching that area. I'm going to search here. I'm going to search over here. Eventually, I will find Alexandria. And the first thing I'm going to do is assume they did it. I'm going to go in there and kill people until they finally tell me if they did it or not. I mean, that's just shit that these people do. And I could see Negan doing that. So yeah, Rick and them would just be waiting around for the Saviors to attack, and luckily the wolves didn't even have weapons. You know what I mean? The Saviors do. And after the raid, even during the raid, once they get there, if they had any reserve at all, if they were like, I don't know if we should do this, once they get there, they see how these two men act. They act like douchebags, and then they're playing with this puppet head like, these are sick bastards, you know what I'm saying? And I know Rick was punching that one head, but, he had to do something. These guys are just playing with a decapitated head. And then after that, okay, they kill those guys. Then once they go inside, then we see evidence of something that is unspeakable. Polaroids of victims with their heads bashed in so bad you couldn't even recognize that was a human head. For half of them, there was just nothing left. It was just meat, and that is gory as shit. No one's going to hang that on the wall. Like I said this in the other video, no one's going to hang that on the wall if they're a good guy. Can you imagine Rick, hanging pictures of everyone he killed on his wall? They don't do that. These guys are bad guys. So in my opinion, our survivors are more than just. But wait, let me back it up. When I said this, the reason why I love this story so much is because Rick says, okay, we have a rare opportunity to attack them before they attack us. Then they go there, pretty cocky, sure of themselves, and they have every reason to be. They're pretty deadly. They are a well-oiled machine, and they're deadly. Even when it seems like, you know, the odds are against them, they end up winning. They're going to go. They're going to win. Total success. Even what's going to happen next, I believe it's going to lead towards being a success, and then all of a sudden the other foot's going to drop, and it's going to be like, holy shit. They're going to have that oh shit moment, and that is why I love this story so much. This part of the story so much is because it's that confidence that's been building up so long in Rick, and you see it, he oozes it. And, you know, people, comic book fans are just watching him like, damn, dude, you know, I understand you're confident, but you just don't understand what's out there. Then when he hits that villain, then we get to see a Rick who, you know, takes a moment and steps back and goes, I got to reevaluate shit. I got to, you know, something's got to be done because, you know, and again, it's mini battles in one big war, you know what I mean? So Rick and gang won this one. I don't know if they'll win the next one. They damn sure will lose one of them this season, absolutely. But as far as them being justified attacking the Saviors, I say they absolutely are. I would have done the same thing. I think it would have been foolish to listen to Morgan. I think it would have been foolish to wait around and not attack. But now I pled the case for them. Let me know what you think. Are you not convinced? Do you still believe that they are like the wolves, or do you believe that they're the villains, the bad guys? Do you believe they were wrong in this situation to attack first? Well, it would kind of be like a second attack, because I count the shit on the road with Sasha and Abraham and Daryl, because that dude was definitely going to gun down Abraham. That was, you know, that's official. Alright, give me your thoughts and opinions on this topic down in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.